the people, 90.3 FM. My name is Jude, Ikami Jude. And of course, today is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. A very lovely day indeed. Well, again, I want to say welcome and welcome and welcome again. On Matters, we discuss trending issues like matters, issues in the polity, issues in our dear country, Nigeria. All right. And I always want you to also participate in this robust, beautiful discussion that we'll be having this afternoon. Like, in case you were just listening or you're just joining us, we do these every day, like every weekday. I beg your pardon, every weekday at this time. Okay, so welcome on board. For those who are just joining us or just tuning in for the first time, again, my name is Jude, Ikami Jude. And of course, I'm just right here with a public affairs analyst, is a political enthusiast. He is Henry Olonimoyo. A very beautiful afternoon to you. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Nigerians also.
All right. Good to have you join us. All right. Quickly.
My pleasure.
So you should know, let me first let you know that, the federal government has declared Wednesday, the 27th, that is tomorrow, as public holiday in commemoration of these year's what was that called? The Maulud celebration. Yes. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinde, in a statement said that the minister, Honorable Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration in Abuja, congratulated all Muslim faithfuls, both home and in the diaspora, for witnessing this year's occasion. Yes. So in case you know, the federal government has declared tomorrow, Wednesday, the 27th September, as a public holiday. All right. Quickly, let me get back to you, Henry Olonimoyo. Recently, we heard something, from the camp of Peter Obi. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. We had a certain statement, from the camp of Peter Obi, telling us why, there was no protest after the election that happened, in February. All right. You recall that a lot of persons were expecting, or there were high expectations that there's going to be, a protest after the presidential election. But then the Labour Party has revealed that its presidential flag bearer, Peter Obi, resisted pressure, from his obedient movement to lead a mass protest across the country after, Tinubu was declared the winner of the election by INEC. Okay. Though the development is coming barely, a couple of months after Tinubu was sworn in. But then the main point is that they are now telling us why there has not been protest, that, according to the statement, he said that the Labour Party was aware of various trending stories in print and video suggesting that its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, will soon be arrested. The stories are, dripped with some so-called prophecies calling for prayers on Obi as he would be arrested. Now, ordinarily, such stories don't deserve our attention. That is from the Labour Party, spokesperson speaking, stating that there. He said, however, we are concerned when the Fox stories flying around are juxtaposed with video clips spiced with pre-election and campaign speeches where Peter Obi had underscored, to Nigerian youths the importance of, taking back our country. Now, let's first of all look at that. There was no protest after, the election. Some, in fact, envisaged that there's going to be a protest before the election. And some said, okay, maybe during the election, even that particular day, some people felt that there's going to be, a protest. And then after the election, still no protest. Before May the 29th, there was no protest. After May 29th, no protest. And, there are several court cases, then no protest. Is it now that, are we saying that it is a way where, or let me put it this way, it is the Labour Party that is not actually calling for a protest, the way it is now? Should we now say that it is a certain political party that has been helping the country keep a level of calmness? All right, that's why there's not been this protest across the country.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so yes, and that's very correct, because I know that in the aftermath of the February 25 elections, there were allegations, counter allegations, there were rumors that there could be protests, nationwide protests, and that some people could also resort to anarchy. And there were also rumors that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party might be arrested, and so on and so forth. But I think it was not too long after that he came out to address the nation in his first public formal statement as regards the election. And he said he was going to go to court and was going to challenge the process and challenge the system. And so his decision to decide to go to court, I think, dashed the entire rumors that were peddling around. But don't also forget that the People's Democratic Party protested, if you recollect very well, including the presidential candidate. They protested on the streets of Abuja, wearing black, and they protested towards the office of INEC office at that time. And but I felt that Mr. Peter Obi did not want to go down that route, because the truth was, emotions were really high. Emotions were really high. Many people felt aggrieved. You would also recollect also that there were pockets of protest in some states, particularly Nasarawa State also, that some women even protested naked, bare-chested in Nasarawa State as regards the outcome of the election. And maybe I feel, if you look back now, I think the cost of peace, the price of peace is invaluable. It's invaluable. Like one of the former presidents of this nation will say, he will say, the blood of any Nigerian is not what, my ambition is not what the blood of any Nigerian. He used to say that he was never going to play politics to the point where people will lose their lives because he wants to run for presidency. And so the choice of Mr. Peter Obi choosing to go to the courts is a very noble one. Was a very good one. But again, seeing the way the court proceedings have panned out, the outcomes of the justices of the appeal court, seeing this is a pan out, we might be treading on a very, very slippery slope as a nation. Very, very slippery slope as a nation. Because it appears that as it stands now in the country, the courts and the way the judgments were read, it's almost like saying that getting a favorable judgment has aggrieved petitioners who are not in government, in power, against the way INEC conducts its business in an election, might be so as difficult as a camel passing through the eye of a needle. That's what it means. Because I read a significant part of the judgment, looking at some of the things that were mentioned, the things that the legal teams of the petitioners, the PDP and the Labour Party, had to do within 21 days. It was massive. And looking at what the justice has said, that INEC has the discretion to decide whether it wants to upload polling unit results directly to their server or choose to go through the completely go through the old route of collation by collation method. That is strictly the discretion of INEC. That might be a potentially dangerous decision for us as a nation. Because what it means is that you are completely saying that whatever INEC says in the public, whatever statement comes from them, whatever address comes from them, we should take it with a pinch of salt. It can be discarded. That no matter what they say, it doesn't make sense. It is what INEC does on the day of election that becomes golden. Again, you see that in all of the judgments that was read, it appeared that the only people that were on trial were the petitioners. It appeared that INEC did not even get a slap in the wrist by the way they conducted the election, by the way they conducted their own affairs in the election. How they portrayed Nigeria, having gone both at home and abroad to declare that they were going to directly upload the polling unit results in the election.
Okay.
You know, judging by what INEC had said by themselves, both at home and abroad, and then finally to now do a U-turn on the day of election, also considering the fact that even in the National Assembly election, this uploading of results from the polling unit was done. But the court did not seem to feel that INEC had any question to answer. Now, why I say it's dangerous is that because just after the 25th election, we kept hearing, go to court, go to court, go to court.
And we're in court.
People have gone to court now. Yes, people have gone to court now. And people have seen the way the court is running it. If we make justice so difficult to come by, if we make the cost of justice so high, we might be pushing people to resort to easier means of avenging their grievances, which is a call to anarchy. We must not allow that for our nation. And that's why for me, I felt that by benefit of hindsight, looking at the decision that Mr. Peter Obi took earlier on by not protesting, I think it was a good one. If we also consider that on October 2020, sorry, the protest that happened at the Lekki toll gate and the massacre that followed afterwards, it's not something that I wish it could be repeated again in this country as things stand.
You know, the spokesman of Labour Party insisted that there would have been anarchy in Nigeria. Even right now, you know, had Peter Obi called for a mass demonstration. So it means that, you know, what I'm actually trying to get out of all this is it that it is the Labour Party that is holding down things now in Nigeria, as it were?
No, it's very clear. It's very clear that the candidacy of Mr. Peter Obi was attracted a lot of following from the very young people, from the young people of this nation. A lot of them. I mean, it was clear from onset, even by the record turnout that INEC felt it had for people who wanted to register to vote in the elections. Don't also forget that a lot of millions also did not even, their registration did not go through because there was little time or to complete it, or that because the deadline closed. So it was obvious. I mean, you needed to look at the campaign the videos and the rest. It was obvious that most young people were teaming behind them. I mean, we're queuing behind them, President. Mr. Peter Obi, and so he had that following, and that was why I think it was very, very important for him to be very careful of what utterances he made immediately after the elections, and that's why it's very careful. And it's a lesson that we can also learn when tempers are high, when the emotions are high. Be very careful what you say. Be very careful what you say. And I think it was a major test for him, and he passed it. See, whether you get justice today or you don't get justice today, what happened in Nigeria in the build up to the 2023 elections and after it shook the nation. You can give us, INEC can announce a result that is not in consonance with many, many young people, but the truth was that somebody that said that
Hello?
they said could not even win just beyond Anambra State. We saw from the election results. We saw him. He said he could not do anything. He got 6 million votes, the one that was announced by INEC. So that meant something. That was a serious statement that was put out. So for me, it's I think it also makes a lot of sense to exercise caution. You also remember, please, I wanted to just say this.
Right.
You also remember that President Muhammadu Buhari, when he won, when he won in 2015 or so. Did he win or when he lost the election to Jonathan then? Remember that some people died in the north, core members died in the north,
of course,
in the aftermath of the elections.
Of course.
Yes, and so it's not a sight, it's not something we want to see for no reason. Life is sacrosanct, and I think political gladiators also must be very careful of what they say before or even after elections. Yeah.
Okay, now let's leave. We'll come back to the issue of Peter Obi, but then there is something pressing here. It's as regards the person of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You know, because we hear that the ongoing legal tussle, you know, between President Bola Tinubu and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar over his Chicago State University academic records has taken a new twist, a new dimension after, you know, a self-acclaimed classmate, another one, you know, of the president, Olajide Adeniji, swore to an oath that he knew Tinubu. You know, he testified in United States District Court that he knows and contested against Tinubu as president of Accounting Society Club at the Department of Business Administration and Accounting in the same school, the same alma mater. How would you react to that?
You know, these are interesting times. These are interesting times for us as a nation. And really interesting because there were some of the utterances that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar made after the election that I took note of that is very unusual. I mean, after the election, when he addressed the nation, one of the things he said was that he was going to fight this thing legally to the very end. You know, he said it. And he said he doesn't care whoever comes out on top at the end. He said he was going to fight it to the very end. Again, you also recall that he tweeted, go and check his personal, he tweeted about maybe a month or 2 months ago now about the educational background of the president. Now this, and it was, you know, it was casting doubt and aspersion about the credibility of the educational records of the president. And so now that there is an ongoing case outside the country concerning that. It's interesting now that we're now seeing some people imagine to say that they're classmates. It's fine. When the whole nation was asking the question before the election, we didn't get to say classmates. But you see, all these are good. The courts in Chicago have said that the university should release his record. Let's see the record. Fine, he went to school with you. Fine, he contested the student unionship presidency with you. Fine, let us see the records. And I think maybe today or tomorrow, something concrete we'll hear more about the matter. But for me, it's interesting times. Let's see what eventually comes out from Chicago as regards the educational record of the president.
There is a very big question in the lips of many Nigerians as regards that same result, certificate, so to speak. People have been asking this question: why is this thing hidden? Why is it a hidden agenda? Why is it taking time okay, you have a certificate, you have a result. Why do you think it is so difficult to, bring this same thing to the public, all right, so we can all see and testify that, okay, this man has got it, and so we move on? Why the delay? Why is it like that? I mean, in your own opinion, Mr. Henry, what is it all about? Is there something
Yes,
we don't know? Is there a
know,
hidden agenda?
it's most likely because if you look at, you see that this legal tussle is largely between the camp of President Tinubu and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. You would see that that's where the tussle is. And if you recollect, you'll know that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was the former vice president of Nigeria at a time when the federal government was having an ongoing tussle with the then governor of Lagos at that time, which was Mr. Tinubu at that time, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu at that time, and in governance balance, in political balance, when there is a strife between two different political parties or factions, everybody will be looking for digging and whatever they have in their arsenal that they can use against their opponent. So it's very likely, there's every likelihood that there was some privileged information that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had access to as vice president, and that he knew about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then don't forget also, they have also had opportunity to work together in the same political party in some years back. And they appeared friendly with each other. But now that the presidency, the fight for the presidency has pitted them apart, it appears Alhaji Atiku Abubakar knows what he's looking for and has gone straight to the place to look for, to dig out what he's looking for. But this legal tussle going on is not one, to me, it doesn't appear like somebody is fishing for what he's not sure of. It appears that the petitioner is aware of what he wants. And but it's going to be interesting to see what eventually happens. Whether the Chicago State University will be completely mandated now to release the records so that Nigerians can know already. Yeah, and so it's not going to be. It's not something. I don't think it's somebody who is ignorantly trying to fish out for something. I think Alhaji Atiku Abubakar knows precisely why he's hammering on this case in Chicago.
Don't you think, again, it has gotten to a stage where people begin to look at it like, okay, from Atiku's camp, it's like, okay, if you can't beat him, then find a way to drag him out. If you can't fight him, then destroy him, as some, party members of the All Progressives Congress will want to say.
Of course. Do you know, you know one thing about law? There is law and there is morality.
Okay.
And morality is always greater than law. Somebody might have committed murder, but if he has a good defense attorney, if he has a good lawyer that can prove his case, if the murder weapon is not uncovered, it's not discovered, and if he has an alibi that can prove that he was not at the scene of the incident at the time the incident happened, and there are people to corroborate his testimony, there's every likelihood, with a very good attorney, there's every likelihood that such murder suspect can get off the hook. But if the fact that suspect has been in a long-drawn legal battle and has been seen and perceived to be seen as a murderer might not wash off him for the rest of his life. And so what we see that is happening is, even if the courts of the land, Nigeria, has taken a stand for you, in favor of you, I'm going to do everything necessary to maybe win the moral case, as it is. And I think that is what it's all about. It appears that Alhaji Abubakar wants to win the moral case, and then let's see how it goes, because it's embarrassing that the last presidency also had issues with educational certificates, but this one is beginning to look at as much more serious and fiercer than the last president's own also.
But then let's look at it again. Lately, why are we always having educational issues, amongst these guys who are, at the helm of affairs? like you rightly mentioned, we had this issues like these in the last administration. I think in 2015, 2016, 17, and all of that, we had the same issue. And again, we're having another, academic issue, education-related issue with this same president. I mean, why has this become a trend and no one is actually checking in from the beginning of all of this?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It also has a lot to do with where we are as a nation and as a people, where there is one rule for the average Nigerian, there's another for the elites. If my memory serves me correct, they can't employ you into the civil service if you don't have your credentials correct as it should be. There are some things that you cannot have access to if you are not qualified educationally. But it appears that despite the fact that our law says that all you need to run for public office is a school SAT, and I'm not even sure the law says that the school SAT you must necessarily pass. It just says a school SAT. We still see that public office holders, both now and in the past, have found it difficult to produce a school certificate. I mean secondary school certificate. And most Nigerians, you and I, random people, we have all of these things. We have these documents. So I'm wondering, why do we have issues like this? And it's about time we start taking the issue of governance in this country very, very serious. Very, very serious. How can people who want to run, to pilot the affairs of over 200 million people, how can they be struggling to have the list of requirements? This is just educational certificates, educational certification, and there are all manner of things here, rambling here and there. And it's not just him. There have been countless people like that. There have been people like that in the past. Even state governors who have issues with their certificates and the rest. Many like that. And, some of them eventually get off the hook, and some of them have had cases where the court had to turn them out. But it is embarrassing, and I hope that this is probably going to be the last. I hope it's going to be the last of such cases for our nation. How can we be through with the election, and for the next few months again, we'll be talking about the education certificates of the president? And mind you, what the law only wants is a secondary school certificate. Just a secondary school certificate. And this keeps happening time and time again. So we must take seriously the qualifications of people who want to vie for public offices in this country. And the law must be clear. I think I said in our last conversation, the last time I was on this program, that if there should probably be a way that if you don't have your records correct, you don't even get to the polls. I feel that some of this should be sorted pre-election. If you submit or declare a certification, there should be a way this should be verified, before you get to the polls, so that if your political party picks you and he knows you have issues, you are ruled out, and that political party loses out completely from the polls. Then you see that political parties will sit up in subsequent elections and will ensure that they do their own thorough checks on people that become flag bearers of their party in elections. So, but the one people now get to win elections, get elected, and then we are now tussling up and down about whether there's certification. These are some of the things that must be. If we want to unbundle INEC, if we want to bring better reforms into our electoral system, some of these issues should be cleared out even before the post happens. That way it will reduce the
of course. We should also get to check the credibility, access the credibility of those who are supposed to check these credentials, and make sure they are certified for such a candidate to run. Don't you think so?
Yes. Yes, I agree. That's what I'm trying to say.
Credibility.
We must. These things must be. Yes, it must be. Firstly, it starts from certification. If your certificate is forged, it says a lot about your credibility. Do you get? If you tell me you finished from social school and we do our background checks and findings on you, and we discover that is not so, then it puts a dent on your credibility. And I think all of these things should be sorted out before elections. Because if we don't sort it out and somebody comes with a dubious educational background, what happens is that the INEC will print ballot sheets for such a person and waste taxpayers' money, and then whatever INEC will be doing it for somebody who should be disqualified ab initio. So I hope that by the time the emotions of the post-election litigation settles down, I hope we can start having much renewed pressure to really reform our electoral system and to ensure that the bulk of the pressure of who decide of post-election litigation are sorted out pre-election. There are many things that are sorted out pre-election, so that after election, what we should be facing is INEC coming to give an account in court about how it has conducted its own election. We should be talking about whether a candidate has credibility issues or educational issues sorted out before the election. Yeah.
Mr. Henry, Nigerians are so very worried, both at home and in diaspora, as to why the president is pleading, with the Chicago State University to protect his privileged information. When I mean privileged information, I'm talking about the academic records, transcripts, gender, and then release only his certificate to the legal team, of Atiku Abubakar. Nigerians are having issues with that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Like people ask why?
Yes, the president must also know that he's no longer a private citizen, as it were. He's a public. I don't see why, if you don't have skeletons in your cupboard, I don't see why you should be worried about your educational credentials being made public. I don't see any reason for that. That's why I feel that there is more to the issue. I mean, some of the appeals that we are hearing that is a legal team in the US are putting forward are laughable, and it's really, really surprising. They say that we should hide some information, hide the gender of his. Why are we asking for all of this all of these things? But so it's suspicious. But again, you must also know that it's also in public domain that there are other political legislators in the past who has questioned the documented background of Mr. President. Chief of them is Chief Bode George there in Lagos, who are on countless times has come out to say that some of the things about his background are not verified, and he has casted aspersions that these things are not true, asking that where he claimed he grew up in, that he probably did not grow up in those places. So this is been in public domain. So maybe this court case will finally unravel the matter, or at best put a rest to the issues surrounding the educational background of the president.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Well, the document we're talking about is the document sought by Atiku, through his counsel, including the record of Tinubu's admission and acceptance at Chicago State University, dates of attendance, degrees, awards, and honors attained by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu in that university, among others, just so you should know. But then don't worry, very soon we'll get to get your own, observations as regards that. But hey, we quickly have to move on. Now, Mr. Henry, I want to just drop this the way it is, like without any fear or favor. I just want your objective, very, very objective response. Okay? Now, without technically answering this question also, without glitches, right?
Yeah.
Please, Nigerians want to know, has subsidy returned?
I was having a media interview about a month ago, somewhere in Akure, and I was saying on radio station that it appeared as if the price of petroleum products, particularly petrol in particular at pump station, and pump price of petrol has stabilized for a while. even though there were speculations and rumors that the price would skyrocket, it has not happened since. And I said that I hope, and I said that there's every likelihood that subsidy, some form of subsidy, has returned. And I think by now it's becoming very clear. Yes, some form. I mean that there might be being a reduced subsidy. You know, maybe it might not be as humongous as it was before, but I can tell you that subsidy in some form has returned, because you also remember that NNPC took a $3 billion loan from the Afrexim Bank in Cairo. So, and the way it sounded, it appeared it was to show up or to defend the naira a bit, maybe against the dollar or something like that. And for me, and they were going to do it in exchange for crude oil, fish up crude oil and production from the country. So all of these things marks of some form of subsidy, because the president also made it in his presidential broadcast to people about some months ago, where he said that he knows that the pump price of petrol has the tendency to increase as long as the naira begins to fall against the dollar.
Okay.
He said it. He said when that time comes, we will know what to do. It appears now that the president has done something about it, because right now a dollar to naira is almost 1,000, if not more than 1,000 naira as we speak. And so the price of oil at petrol stations is stable. That tells us that something has happened behind the scenes, and then that something can only be subsidy or under recovery, as it was described under the Buhari administration.
Okay, you feel it's behind something, like you said. It's something has happened behind the scenes, right?
Certainly.
Okay, now let me now point out the position of the All Progressives Congress. Now, the party has dismissed concerns that the president, that this administration may have, reintroduced first subsidy, through the back door, saying that the government only intervened to ensure some measure of price stability and predictability. That there had been, there had been subsidy before the president came in, but right now there is no form of subsidy. That is what the party is saying.
When you say you're removing subsidy, when the president said the subsidy is gone, you are basically saying that you are subjecting that system to market forces. The market forces prevail. And we have had NNCC come out time and time again in recent time to say that the price is not going to increase. And in the free market, NNCC does not probably have the right to tell us whether price will increase or price will not increase. If truly we are not practicing a free market system where the cost of landing and bringing the product will determine what will be sold at the petrol stations. But it appears now that government has intervened, like that statement you just read said. An intervention has happened. And the intervention, by the time it becomes public and they probably come out clean, will discover it is subsidy in some form. Yeah, it's subsidy.
They said it does not amount to a reintroduction of subsidy whatsoever. It is not. The ruling party equally, chastised Frank Shaibu, media aide to the president, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Abubakar, that it is fake news and engaging in other initialities just to discredit President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Let me quote what he said. Shaibu's claim that fuel subsidy is back is not correct. Government intervention to ensure some measure of price stability and predictability does not amount, Mr. Henry, does not amount to return of the ruinous fuel subsidy of recent past. APC stated it is not fuel subsidy. So if it is not fuel subsidy, what do we call it, in your opinion?
I say it's just semantics. The man who made that statement is just playing with words, because when you intervene in prices, it's subsidy. What's subsidy? Subsidy is tailored towards regulating costs, regulating prices. So it's just semantics. You're just playing around with words. If anything government does as an intervention to otherwise reduce or control the price of a product, it will amount to some sort of subsidy regime, and so it's subsidy in a way. So he can't come and tell us. It's clear already the way we're saying it, that yes, some form of subsidy is going on. And again, the presidency introducing some form of subsidy should not necessarily be seen as discrediting his administration. Not at all. It should not be seen as that, because there's actually nothing wrong in going back on a policy direction. Having seen the fallout or how the economy has reacted to it, just because you are backtracking on a policy does not necessarily mean that the policy is wrong. It might only mean that maybe you were not better prepared to handle the fallout of the policy. For instance, just because something is right doesn't mean that we have been properly prepared to plan for all of the eventualities that will occur in the implementation of that policy. And I've said it, I'm in support of subsidy removal. I am. But is there a way for us to be better prepared, better prepped for it? Yes, there are. Are there things we can put in place for it? Yes, there are. So, but if the presidency realizes that, if they don't do something, that the pump price maybe by December might be approaching, might be more than 1,000 naira per liter, that's effectively grounding the economy. Nothing will be happening. Why should you cut your nose to spite your face? There's absolutely nothing there. I believe in sincerity in government. We are humans. You can make mistakes. When you make mistakes, there's nothing wrong with saying, we believe strongly in this policy, but in the meantime, so that we can get ourselves and put some measures in place, we introduce a partial subsidy regime that will stabilize the price. And I don't think there's anything wrong in that. So let's let them stop coming to start playing game with words. It's subsidy in some form, and it's a welcome one if it will keep prices stable right now in the interim. Yeah.
All right. Before you go, there's an information here. I just got this that the federal government has approved the purchase of 12 helicopters for the Nigerian Army Aviation. Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja made this known at the Maiden Nigerian Army Aviation Seminar holding in Abuja currently. Now, federal government has approved the purchase of 12 helicopters for Nigerian Army, aviation. And that reminds us of the Tucano jets, and some of these expenditures done by the federal government. Where are we as regards, fighting insurgency, purchasing of 12 helicopters for, the Nigerian Army? Do you think that's the way to go, or it's just, mentioned just for people to hear and say, well, they are doing something about it? And in other words, nothing actually has been done. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I even feel that currently now, as regards the security, I think the country appears to have forgotten the past challenges, not even past. I mean, the challenges that have been bogged down with in recent times. Banditry, terrorism, it has not gone. It has not gone. It's the crisis in the southeast, it has not gone. The kidnapping in the southwest, it has not gone. I mean, this year alone, after the election, I know of 34 people who have been abducted, even in Ondo State, and ransoms have been paid. I know. And I know it's happening. And I think maybe about a week ago, it was in the news this week that bishops in maybe one of the states, maybe Taraba State or so, cried out that kidnapping was already on the increase already. So there are serious security challenges. And for me, I felt that the national discussion in the build-up to the elections was gearing towards state policing. It appears that the body language of the nation was shifting towards state policing, so much that the police force at that time was introducing community policing. And people say, no, it's not the same thing. we want state policing, and I felt that as soon as government was coming in, that part of the things they were trying to roll out are the modalities and the legislative framework for us, or the inviting of all stakeholders to discuss further how we want to implement state policing. We are not hearing anything along that line now. And do we wait again till some other form of crisis begin to spring up again and it begins to ground the economy before we now say, oh, we want to do something concrete about it? This is also an administration that has always campaigned as opposition for state policing, for something serious to be done about security. Now they are in power, and I hope that they will not quickly forget some of the policies that they have solidly stood behind, which is state policing. I hope we would hear a lot about restructuring, see, because we can't keep saying that we only just want to be funding the Nigerian police force and the Nigerian army to do the same things that they have always done. No, let us holistically look into state policing and all the factors that should be considered, so that we can nip the insecurity in the bud. We can deal with insecurity even at the grassroots level.
Thank you. Now, before I let you go, before I hear from the listeners, the Federal High Court, I'm coming to your state now. A Federal High Court in Abuja today restrained the Ondo State House of Assembly from impeaching the Deputy Governor, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, over alleged gross misconduct. Tell us, what is happening in Ondo State? Just give us an understanding, an overview of what's going on there.
Yes, thank you very much. The Ondo State, the tussle between the deputy governor, the camp of the deputy governor, and the camp of the governor, is bringing back memories of what happened with the former deputy governor at that time. I mean, some years ago, there was also similar face-off between the governor and his deputy, Honorable Abola Ajayi at that time, and where he had to eventually step out and of office or so. And the same thing seems to be playing out now, as we see. And I think it's not unconnected with the race for who would succeed Rotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State. I think it's purely politics, as far as I'm concerned, because we have seen the governor since he arrived. I mean, he arrived, and if my facts are still correct, he arrived in Ibadan, and I think he's still in Ibadan as we speak. And the State House Assembly took a bill of creating LCDs. They took it to him in Ibadan, and so he had to sign in Ibadan. Whereas there was an acting governor who was the deputy governor at that time, everybody went to meet him in Ibadan. That's one. Two, we also saw him say he's back and he's back and he's back for good. And one of the very first things he did was to sack all of the media aides of the deputy governor. And these are things that happen. He also is the same thing playing out in Edo State also, between the Godwin Obaseki and his deputy Philip Shuaibu.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's more of a governor, a sitting governor, an outgoing governor, having a successor at heart, and not wanting his deputy to take over from him. But again, it's too early for us in Ondo State to be doing that. Edo State's election is this year. Ondo State's election is next year. And there are serious governance issues that needs to be attended to in Ondo State. If you ask me what the average person in Ondo State is people are really pissed off and are wondering, is this the very first thing the governor, who we have been praying for his return back to the country and his safe return, and we have been praying for himself, is this the very first thing he should be interested in? Fighting his deputy governor with something and saying that, and for us to be hearing that there are plans to impeach the deputy governor. We all know before the deputy government was even confirmed to be an acting governor, there were a lot of media stories, pressure upon pressure before he became acting governor. And it appears to me, even when he was acting governor, there were very little he could do, even as an acting governor. And I hope that this politicking can stop so that governance can take preeminence for the people of Ondo State.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Thank you, Mr. Henry Olonimuyo. Appreciate you for talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you. The pleasure is always mine.
Do have a beautiful day today.
And you too.
All right. VOP 90.3 FM. Well, this time around, let's get to hear. Let's get to hear from you, right? Yeah, let's get to hear from you. But you know what?
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it's crucial that we foster an environment of respect, empathy, and understanding. As we lead healthy discussions and diverse opinions, it is important to ensure that these opinions are backed by facts and grounded in truth. Slanderous statements and baseless accusations not only harm individuals, but also undermine the very fabric of our community. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take the time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory or offensive language. 3. Encourage healthy debate. Embrace the opportunity to engage in constructive conversations. 4. Lead by example. As a listener, you have a powerful voice. Thank you for joining us today. Together, let's make a difference by embracing factual dialogue and promoting respect in our conversations. As always, we value your opinions and encourage you to call in and share your thoughts responsibly. To be part of the conversation, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903. You may send your WhatsApp messages to 0700 903 9039. Always remember, words have power. Use them wisely.
All right, you heard it. Words have power. Use them correctly. Use them wisely. VOP 90.3 FM. If you are calling, make sure you keep it 60 seconds for us, okay? So we can accommodate as many calls as possible, okay? Yeah, thank you. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. And then WhatsApp 0700 903 9039. Again, WhatsApp 0700 903 9039. Keep it 60 seconds and be very, very, very civil about that. Don't mind me, okay? That's how it ought to be. Thank you so very much. Let's get straight up to the phone lines now and take your calls. Good afternoon to you this afternoon. Hello? Good afternoon. Oh, if you're calling, just call 0700 903 903 903. That's it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Jude.
All right.
Jude, I listened to your guest. In fact, what he said so much. He said so much, and we just need God bless him, because we need to speak truth to the problem of Nigeria if we want to. Now, like, the only thing I did not agree with him is saying that the introduction of subsidy in any gas is not a kind of minus for the administration. I disagree, because obviously several decisions this administration have been taking and come back again to reverse, meaning that they are not well informed about what they want to do. Now, why I disagree also in the subsidy area, because obviously, if you are trying to reverse subsidy to make any impact in this country, you must go back completely. Because as I speak to you, look, factories are closing down everywhere. Nobody is doing business at the rate of which it is now. And if you bring some level of subsidy, and yet it will not be able to remedy what is on the ground, then it makes no sense. And that also the fact that there are some things that they are not making us know. Because instead of introducing that subsidy, as it were, what makes it difficult for us to begin to refine here? Modular refineries are there. Many of them are coming on here to say that the government completely refuses giving them crude or selling crude to them. So it is not double standard. It means that there are some people whose business are being protected against the interest of the vast majority of Nigerians. So that is why I feel that they are trying to do it in a subtle way. Because Nigerians will ask questions. We are no more fools like before. They know we don't believe everything they tell us anymore. And then coming to security today, everywhere in Nigeria, nowhere is safe. Because some people will tell you, Lagos is not safe. They haven't we see cops on the street of Lagos. We see cops everywhere on the road. These are victims of ritual killers. Just that the journalists have not really escalated that information. That is why they think everything. Some people they kidnap and then collect ransom and leave. They are better than those who they kidnap and go and kill them and use their pass. So we should interrogate our leaders. Let them know that we are no more fools. Let them understand that we, as it is today, we are even better to lead this nation than them. As it is, they've been trying it and there's nothing that come out over the years. And they continue lying to us because that's the only way they feel they can cool our nerves in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Then WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. You can also send your messages via WhatsApp. WhatsApp number is just open there to send your WhatsApp messages to that number. That is 0700 903 9039. Okay? So that's the WhatsApp number. You can also call that number in case you are in the diaspora. Good afternoon to you.
Oh, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Gabriel.
I've actually missed this program. I traveled, but thank God I'm back now.
Welcome.
Yeah. You see, there's a saying in the area that said, any direction a child is crying and pointing at, if his father is not there, then his mother is there.
Can you move away from your radio set or just turn down the volume?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, let's go.
All right, so they said, anywhere a child is crying and is pointing at, if his father is not there, then his mother is there. You see, this direction article is pointing at, there is something there. And my joy is that this thing is not happening in Nigeria here. It is not a case our judiciary is handling. The matter is being handled by people that we consider and we see as being very disciplined and very truthful. So we are certain that the actual truth will prevail, and every living thing will later come out and to the view of everybody. So it is well. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for talking to us. Right, I've got several other information here, that I want to give you. Back-to-back information. Trust how I do it for you, right? Yeah, there's several information I want to just drop. Now, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, has debunked a claim by Zamfara State government that the federal government is negotiating with bandits who kidnapped some female students and staff of Federal University Gusau in Zamfara State. Okay? Badaru said, contrary to the claim, the federal government is working assiduously to ensure that the students and other abductees return home safely. Yes, in a statement by the acting director, press and public relations in the Ministry of Defense, Atari Hope, the minister said that the allegations is false and misleading, as the ministry has not mandated anybody or group to negotiate on behalf of the federal government. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Then 0700 903 9039 is the number to send your messages to. Okay. Now, I would also take a couple of messages here before I hit the phone lines again. Now, this one is saying INEC is merely doing a jamboree. Certificates are not checked. Due process is not followed in the conduct of elections, and the judiciary does not or does nothing to to check them. The electoral review of 2022 did not achieve anything. It is unfortunate. Chima sent in that from Surulere. Chima, thank you so very much. Now, before I get to take more calls now, let's see. The Federal High Court has dismissed a suit seeking the disqualification of former Petroleum Resource Minister Tinubu Silva from contesting the governorship election in Bayelsa State, and that will be coming in November. Okay, Justice Ijeoma Egwuatu today dismissed the suit for lacking in merit. So it has dismissed that dismissed the qualification of former Petroleum Resource Minister Tinubu Silva from contesting the November governorship election in Bayelsa State. So as it remains, Silva is still in the race. In case you must know. All right. More information coming in, but hey, let me see if I can take calls first of all. 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. That is the WhatsApp number. Then 0700 903 903 903 is a studio official number. Okay, so you can call that number and we get talking quickly. All right. This person sent in a message. I think Godfrey. Okay, let's see. Before I read your message, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, sorry about that. It said there is nothing anybody will say again. It's crystal clear that with all these hides and seek game, Tinubu has got something damning that he's been hiding from Nigerians about his person, and it's unfortunate. It's a shame that our systems are so weak and indolent, that it allows anything go. Now, we are ridiculed before the whole wide world. Comrade Godfrey sent in that from Surulere. It's okay. Thank you so much, Comrade Godfrey, for sending that. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of these beautiful conversation. All right. For those joining us now, thank you so very much. Thank you. A big thank you to you. Thank you to you. I'll go on a very short break right now. And when I return, I'll take more calls. Stay there. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos Airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given to them? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
You see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
They are not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and poverty have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, Right to Freedom of Expression and Press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
You see, when you look at the West, Europe and the US and all that, you come to find out that the leadership there are people whose values are different from what we have here. The leaders are not thinking of owning properties all over the world. Go to Dubai, buying like primitive acquisition. They will buy houses in Dubai, buy in UK, buy in the US, buy in the Caribbean. It's a cost. If you go to their houses, you see not less than 20 to 30 vehicles, and they enjoy it. They like moving in convoy of not less than 20, 30 vehicles at a time, so that they will be the people that are calling the shots. In US, if you are a governor of, let me give you an instance like California, which is the richest state in the US. You as a governor, if you dare put on convoy, you will not stay more than 24 hours in that office as governor of California. You cannot. I gave you an instance the other time that in 2005, I went to eat in a restaurant. The governor of Texas drove in. He came alone. I didn't even know him. It was my late friend who took me out that was telling me that this man is the governor of Texas. If it were in Nigeria, they would drive away everybody in that restaurant. Or convoy with escort, police, DSS, military, everybody would have gone down the whole of the restaurant. Try it in America. The next day you are gone. And you may go to prison for even trying that. Who are you as a governor in the US for you to take a private jet? What they are doing here, this scam they are doing here and calling themselves governors. You dare not. If you try it, you will pay through you tell them where you're going to get the money from to go and charter a jet. You enter the commercial jet and sit like every other person. Nobody cares. Nobody will be accompanying you to airport, clearing everywhere. People will be carrying bags. No. It's terrible. I landed in JFK 216. I was in the business class with one of the governors. He queued over there and he behaved himself. He cannot jump the queue. If he jumps the queue, he may end up not even entering US. They'll put him on the next flight and take him back to Nigeria. And there's nothing he can do. These are areas where they have sanity. These are areas that are welfare oriented, in as much as they're having hard times now because of the prevailing global economic situation. There's no madness in being in leadership or being in position of authority. They don't steal the way we are doing here. One man will own maybe 40 or 50 properties in FCT because he has entered the political position in the government. It is a terrible thing. It is worrisome and it is disturbing. I pity the upcoming generation. Is this what we are going to bequeath to them? It's very unfortunate to say that.
Welcome back. It's still Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Yes, I told you that I'll give you several other informations and take your calls and, of course, read your messages. Well, anyway, in case you're just tuning in, my name is Jude. It can be Jude, and this is Matters on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Okay, I do this every weekday between 1 and 3 p.m. every weekday. Now, in case you're just tuning in, we've been discussing a whole lot. We've discussed a whole lot. Okay, and right now, I am about to give you more information. Now, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has told his colleagues, at the Senate, to put Nigeria's interests first as they go about their various legislative functions. Yes, he said that. Now, away from that, we discussed Olajide Adeniji, who claims to be classmate of President Bola Tinubu at Chicago State University. He has sworn an oath that he was familiar with Tinubu. The development is coming over, ongoing legal tussle between Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, as regards academic records. Well, Adeniji testified in the United States District Court that he knew and contested against Tinubu as president of Accounting Society Club at the Department of Business, Admin and Accounting in the same university. Okay. Remember Duro Jaye Ogusanya, a public affairs analyst, had also claimed to be, a classmate to the president? Yes, I know you won't forget that. Well, let's put that aside now. Let's again put that aside, and also let you know before I start taking calls that the Trade Union Congress (TUC) has said that the union demands concrete action from the federal government rather than promises in response to the union's demand. Yes, according to its president Festus Sifo, civil servants in the country are currently witnessing hard times due to the removal of fuel subsidy. Okay, let's put it aside and I'll give you more information. Let's open up the studio lines and read more of your messages now. The studio line is 0700 903 903 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903. And then the WhatsApp number, and you can also send your message to that number anyway, is 0700 903 9039. That's a WhatsApp number, 0700 903 9039. Okay? Yeah, you can call in now. Now, before I take the call, someone is saying here, what's your name now? Great. Agada from Ikotun. Is saying all these atrocities committed by okay. Now we're telling the people that no subsidy was indications, or it was an indication of proof, or what are you trying to say? Okay, let's leave that there then. He said, good afternoon. I really appreciate the guest on today's show. He was really truthful to speak in all areas. God bless you both. Angel Queringe, oh my God, from Alagbado. Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay, now let's get back to the phone lines now. Or should I give you some more information? A whole lot of them popping up actually. Like I'm getting several information right now. Okay. The Senate resumed plenary after 6 weeks of recess today and dissolved into a closed session to deliberate on issues affecting the nation. Just as the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has appealed to all aggrieved lawmakers to sheath their sword and cooperate with his leadership. Akpabio said that the progress of the country, he said that the progress the country deserved at the moment could only be achieved in the state of unity. Top of the agenda of the plenary session is the confirmation of the nomination of the appointment of the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Yes. Yes, so you should know. Okay. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. And then the WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Okay, now there's something I'm going to give you again right now, just before I do that, just before I start taking calls. Now, despite entreaties from the organized private sector, which is the OPS, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, said it has fully mobilized its 152 state councils and affiliates ahead of its national executive, council meeting today to decide on a date for an indefinite nationwide strike, urging Nigerians to accept the shutdown of the nation. Well, I'll give you some more information as regards that. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, you see, the problem of this country are from judiciary. The lawyers, the magistrates, or whatever the judges are number one problem we have in this country. If a leader of the country cannot be sincere, have a qualified certificate to be our leader, how can you expect international bodies to be recognizing us? They will travel to check they are recognizing us. When a leader is not sincere of himself, if they cannot say the truth, what is the evidence of people, who are going to higher institutions? If you have your certificate, why are you reading it? Bring it out and let the whole world see that yes, really, you attended this school. Security, there's no place. Food on the table, nowhere. The leaders are there for themselves. They are there for themselves. They will take an oath. If, for instance, they swear, take oath with any whatever you do, you will see them, you see the food in this country. The no Bible will not feed in a short time. If you take the first period, look at the people handling the affair of this nation. If you sit at home, you will see what they are suffering. They will have a kind of sicknesses. And when death comes, one day they will go down. The people you are leading, you are not leading them with sincerity or purpose. People are suffering. You want to be a leader. You want to put yourself on a citizen. I am Mr. Murphy from Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Now, we have gathered that NLC might declare strike anytime soon, even as the highest decision-making organ, the National Administrative Council, NAC of the Congress, meets today to release an official date. So we wait for that. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
This is Ijeoma Egwuatu.
All right, welcome.
Thank you. This issue of certificate father. All the policies that when they indicate the go to the confirm all this was drawn up going back from what is your this? And this said the Shakari that you have to come and bet in Nigeria. Nigeria there's a scam. This is like let me go from Europe. Nobody comes to this country. Insecurity, banditry, kidnapping, what to bet where? Where is the business environment? We should just focus on our other protectors and look for what we do and bring Nigeria government and bring them up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you for calling in. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And WhatsApp 0700 903 9039. You can also send your message, to that platform, and I'll get to read it out as quickly as possible. Now, let me get to YouTube. Yes, our YouTube people. Let's get there quickly. Let's get there. This person is asking a question. He says, "Good day, VOP. Please, my question is, if Tinubu's CSU data happens to be fake, can that disqualify him as a president?" Well, let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jide.
Good afternoon.
This is your friend, Semota Bright, calling from Italy.
Welcome, Bright. Welcome.
Yeah, I did listen to your guest and some of your headlines this morning. I also, partake in listening to them. Today I will call for you guys. You the media. It's like the media too in Nigeria. We also have a problem with you guys too. Before we the callers start calling, there's a short message that you did display that we should be civil in our ways of putting out our submission. You see, let me give you an instance. In the United States, that the Nigerian government sometimes use as examples in some issues of democracy. You see what happened to Donald Trump when he was in power. You see on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, and all those people. You see the way they were going on him. Even to his house, to his family, everything was in the open. The people on the street were asked their opinion and they could voice their opinion on national television, and there is no hooks about it. The same thing happens to me in the country I reside here in Italy. If the people are not in accordance with what is going on with the government, they speak out on national TV. Nobody holds them. It's a no hold bar. It is their right. But by the time the media is suppressed from people not speaking their mind, the politicians continue to do whatever they want to do. Because the system in Nigeria is like the citizens are just numbers for the politicians. Because they look at us as numbers for their election. When they want to be in power, they look at us, okay, we are going to be their votes. Then after that, that is the end of the show. Everything that you have said today on your news about a governor in Ondo State with his deputy and having issues, it does not reflect anything on the people. It is just them. Nothing has to. The palliative. There was a video I saw on the internet about how palliatives were shared in Kogi State. I was just laughing. And the media houses, because if the media house, they speak against actions of the government, then the people will be more aware of what is going on around their surrounding. But when the media house is kind of, oh, wash your mouth, don't say this, wait, do you have facts? What kind of facts do I have? Look at our Supreme Court.
Are you saying we're not doing enough? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the media house is not doing enough. The media house is not doing enough because even before this election and after this election, we have been on the same issue of, there are some issues normally. I grew up in Nigeria. There are some issues normally in let me say 30 years ago. You cannot even say it. You cannot even accept it. You cannot even accept it that somebody ran for election is finding it difficult to bring out his result, for example. The average Nigerian will not take it lightly with you. What are you saying? Like he cannot bring up his result? Then why was he even in the office? People will be around. You saw what happened in the MKO Abiola election. People came out even against the military at that time. People were like the people. You cannot calm them because the morality of doing good was so high. The system now is so corrupt that when you will see somebody seeing a black object, the person will tell you that thing is red. So I used to use one adage that it's only in Nigeria that a tortoise can win a 100-meter race against Usain Bolt based on technicalities. Somebody will tell you the tortoise has won the race based on technicality. How is it possible? Nothing is working in the system. Nothing is working. My mayor in my city goes to work with bicycle. I'm telling you, goes to work with bicycle. Nothing, everything here that is, every system, the government puts you to be a part of whatever program they have at ground. On Saturday last week, I had to attend an invitation by the government because of my 10-month-old baby, because I have to go and plant a tree for my baby. They sent me a letter that I must come with my baby to plant a tree dedicated for her, just to kind of be a part the frustration in the society. If you watch places like Lagos, now we don't have trees. That is why everywhere is sinking down. The erosion is carrying all the houses and everything. Because if you look at the Lagos, the topography, the areas, there are no trees. There are no trees. You have a lot. If I have to say, I sometimes when I just see the issues coming from Nigeria, I would just be, how can the media has just say news, so like 20 students have been kidnapped, and everybody just talk and just forget about it. It cannot happen in the United States. It cannot happen in this country that I reside. Under 24 hours, all hands will be on deck, and those people will, if they don't come out, and the parents of those children, they will hold the government to the throat. I'm telling you, they will hold the government to the throat. If not, some people will even lose their job. But in Nigeria, nobody will say anything. We will just be calm. It's going to be very, very difficult if we continue in this situation. Before this year end, we might be Somalia might be better than us, because look at the dollar today. Before this year end, if we continue like this, Somalia will be better than us. How can you have 5 refineries that are not working and nobody is saying anything about it? Nobody knows what is going on in the central bank. The governor will say the federal government is negotiating with terrorists. Then this general will come and say this is a different thing. And all of them are part of the system. Sometimes I don't understand what is really going on in that society. And everybody is just moving on. Just moving on. Before we know, we will be in a point of no return. And I don't pray so for Nigeria, because I don't have any other country to run to. This is not my home. I pray that one day I have to come back home. But the way Nigeria, I left home for more than 30 years ago, and I'm not still seeing the changes that made me left home in the first place to even have that mind of coming back. There is no hope. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Right, for talking to us. Thank you. Okay. Let's just move on. I would have loved to respond, but then as regards the situation here at home, this is Niger, okay? Well, let's leave that. Let's leave that. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Now, I think there's a breaking news here as regards that protest that I mentioned, right? Yeah. We've just been told that the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have resolved to ground activities nationwide from October the 3rd, following what the labor unions tagged as the failure of government to successfully implement policies to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians following the removal of the subsidy on petrol. October the 3rd. It's okay. Can I take some few more calls before I run? Maybe just one or two. Let's try. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Good afternoon.
This is Larry Joe.
All right.
The man that has just called, Mr. Bright from Italy, has just made my day. In fact, the man has made my day. He spoke everything. See, sometimes I imagine what is happening in Nigeria. I keep imagining what is happening in this country. I'm telling you. I began to wonder what Nigerian youth are waiting for. Nigerian youth doesn't want to take the bull by the horn. We keep, being afraid of these people. Let me just tell you something. If we keep on like this, nothing will come good from this country. Mark this day. Because this set of people, they will be there. Anyone that left the office, other ones that are coming up will take on. The same thing will continue happening. They are not ready to do anything. I'm telling you. Nothing is working. Every sector has been paralyzed and destroyed. Destroyed and paralyzed. No future for the youth. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. All the youths living the streets, most of them going into drugs. No hope for them. No hope. It can be Jude. See, oh God.
It's okay.
If we keep silent, what am I going to say? Is there anything I'm going to say here that others have not said? Is there anything that I'm going to say that have not been happening?
All right.
Graduates on the street doing nothing, no job for them, no opportunity for them. The ones that are doing business are paralyzing. Nothing is happening. The people that are our leaders, look at what they are doing 419, rituals here and there, killing people here and there. Politicians are the ones that have these people that are killing. They are the ones that are sponsoring these kidnappers. They are the ones that are sponsoring.
All right. This person is saying, if what politics and the politicians offers to the people are exactly what is it in Nigeria, then we should begin to think and look for alternative. It's okay. Now, good afternoon. We can all see the condition this party, APC, has put us with their presidential candidate. What are you trying to say? A whole lot there. Please, can you include the second to the last call on adverts during your program? Very touching. Okay. All right. Thank you so very much. I think it's time to go. I appreciate you so much. Everyone who's called in, thank you and thank you and thank you again. I really, really appreciate that. God bless you. I'll be here again tomorrow by the special grace of God, and we'll talk more. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. On social media, I am Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. Okay? One word. And like I always say, there is a group basically for this program. It's Matters on Facebook. Matters on Facebook, where a whole lot of conversations are, going on even as we speak. Good, brilliant conversations. Okay? You can join the platform. All right? It's a great platform. If you want to join the platform, just add me to the number 070-121-46454. 070-121-46454. Finally, 070-121-46454. Good afternoon, Lagos.
For the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport